Namaste, Jai Bharat. In the previous video, I was telling that Iran had gone crazy. They started attacking helter skelter, but they started attacking even before that. They have used drones. At the same time, they have also used missiles, both short range and long range. Long range missiles, it is said that Iran has about something like 3,000 in number. But to attack the Gulf countries, Iran does not need long range missiles. They need only short range missiles. And how many they have must be at least in tens of thousands, apart from this drone attack. The situation in Iran is that there is a news which is more likely spurious, that the Khamenei's son also got killed. I don't think it has never been repeated, so it's unconfirmed. Well, nonetheless, there's no one to lead the Islamic Republic Guard. Islamic Revolutionary Guard, not Republic, IRG. And as things go by, the world sees a parallel between Pakistan and Iran. It's a radical Islamic regime which supports terrorist groups. They should have identified, the world should have known this before, much before, because Hezbollah is a proxy. Hamas is yet another proxy which is very conspicuous to the world, European world in particular. Because normally, like my foreign minister, Dr. Jaishankar, says that Europe thinks that Europe's problem is the world's problem, but the world's problem is nothing to Europe. And that kind of attitude is ridiculously trivial. I have no better words to speak about such attitude. It's this kind of Eurocentric egocentrism is one thing we have to keep dealing with. It will take some more time to get things into appropriate places. Everyone, like Hegel says, everyone to his station discharging his duty with dignity. That would take time. Nonetheless, the attack of Iran to Gulf countries, they have not expected. Iran says they are attacking American bases, but then many others innocents are also getting killed. And then why did Iran attack Aramco? And Aramco is burning, I heard so. I'm not sure. Many things are unsure these days. A lot of things are getting floated. So attacked Aramco, attacking all sensitive installations, sensitive areas of Dubai. It's not just that the Dubai and such Arab countries. It's not that they are attacking American bases alone. They are attacking American bases, it remains a fact, but they are also trying to cripple the economy of these countries. And these countries are not that sophisticated, except that they are rich. They have just become rich out of the blue, just because of oil. So we call them as normally oil-rich countries, and they bought all luxuries, and the people there, in general, in the Gulf countries, the citizens are just living luxury. They just live in luxury. Nothing, no other words to speak of. And all the work is done by the expatriates who work there. They're paid well, but they're not very looked after well. Not everyone. I think hardly anyone is looked after well. So that's the situation in Gulf countries, where Iran is actually attacking every possible way, so they're scared. That's number one. Then their Strait of Hormuz is actually closed. Iran not only closes Strait of Hormuz in the sense that anyone passing there likely to be attacked. Iran also targeted the harbored tankers. So Strait of Hormuz is closed. And this is only 3 days the war, and the oil price had gone up. Europe is hit so hard, not by drones, missiles, or aircraft. Europe is hit so hard that LNG's price become 50% more, and crude is becoming more expensive. So oil they have to pay through their nose now, and LNG, which especially in cold, therefore winter is almost withdrawing, but again they will need this gas LNG, not just for heating alone, but for various other purposes. So there, if the price goes up, it makes definite differences in their society. Things becomes expensive. Even driving car also is likely to be expensive. These pressure goes to Europe, and Europe had been living comfortably with a kind of understanding among themselves with the USA, and those things are now shattering, primarily because USA dominates and not helping them in time. Look at the Ukraine and Russian war. They made Ukraine fight, and now when they have some problems, they are not going to bother Ukraine. Naturally, what you don't expect anything from such countries. All nations are not Bharat, who would stand by people in spite of our difficulties. Then even in our difficulties, whatever little things we can do, we will do. And one of the places where Israel is attacked is Lebanon. Lebanon they had been targeting because Lebanon is housing the Hezbollah as Iran's proxy, but Lebanon is badly hit. That's another news that is coming. Then Strait of Hormuz is closing the impact, and look at China and Russia. China and Russia, they are trying to steer through this. China and Russia both are happy, but US is engaged in this Iran. So China, of course, is happy that the US is engaged in Iran, so that China will be left free for some time. They get a breather. Otherwise, US was after the life of China for quite some time. They were also even after the life of Bharat with all kinds of things. But then they had a lot of limitations. They could not do many things as they wanted. They have limitations even with China. They just can't do any things as they want or they would have wanted. We have a very capable governance in our nation who are very, very smart and very, very real Indians there. So they know how to swim out of things. If you don't buy our things, we'll try to sell it to someone else. So they're capable, they take time. They have the real Hindu patience. They'll wait. The real Hindu patience you can find in the activities of Bharat. So China and Russia, they are actually taking a breather. Russia is not that involved because they are already engaged with Ukraine, and Ukraine shall be weak more, and they will continue their business by attack. And Russia, they don't show their entire might right in the beginning, and they haven't shown their entire might as yet. They will get things done in a very systematic and gradual manner. They have already occupied considerable amount of land of Ukraine, which they are not going to return. And if Zelensky is sensible, instead of dreaming, they should talk to Putin. They should go and talk to Russia and somehow solve it with whatever is left with them. Nobody is going to return anything to them, and they neither is going to be a NATO member. Of course, NATO is slowly losing significance in the world, nor in the European Union, nor that they are going to get any help. So they have asked for the trouble. That's what I would say finally. And there's a bank called as Qard Hassan Bank, it seems. This Qard Hassan Bank functions as a Hezbollah or our terrorist recruiting interface. They give loans to people, and once you are soft with Hezbollah, they will subsidize the loans. So it's a way of getting people into the fold who would become terrorists in time. So Iran is ousting terrorists. That portion now the European world, so the world is becoming conscious. Israel knew it. But then they did not take Israel serious. Bharat knew it. Of course, it's not our game. We have no difficult relations with Iran as it is. We have functional relations with Iran, and so we had that way no problem. Their terrorists were not sent to Bharat. But that doesn't mean that terrorism is excused. Terrorism is a global menace, and it has to be jointly contained or eliminated by the entire world, all people standing together, even going beyond whatever friendship you have with them. This is one situation. And the people in Gulf countries, so far they used to think that that's a very safe place, because people live in luxury, especially the Wathanis, what they say, the citizens. They have very luxurious life. And those who get paid well, the expatriates who are just living there, doing this work, that work, of no one can stay permanently there. No one can be, I don't think they can get citizenship there in the real sense of the term. And the people living there also copy such luxurious life. It's a relaxed, lethargic life for the citizens, as the Wathanis. Works are done by others and they pay for their works. And each one has some method of making money and remaining rich. But all the systems are all on a sudden disturbed from out of the blue. They are still in shock. They have to come out of it and face reality, and they are gradually realizing the difficulties. Their airfields are closed. Maybe one Air Arabia flight is is planning to reach Dubai in 3 or 4 hours from elsewhere. So this is slowly resuming ahead, but then nothing can be certain, nothing can be predicted. It's already evening, and the flight would be landing there in Dubai at night. And will there be some problem? We do not know. So that is the situation. Once there are problems, then they will have to either divert the flight to some other place, or they will have to take some serious measures like closing their field. They had been doing it for quite some time. So remember, the war is only on a third day. Tomorrow shall be fourth day. So much of suffering, so much difficulty. Iran's suffering are untold. Iran is taking real blow. But then these people are also for nothing taking blows, and their citizens are frightened. Their normal life is disturbed. So this is an entirely complicated phenomenon as it is now. We shall meet again. Namaste. Jai Bharat, Jai Siya Ram.